Well, hello there, my fellow rushers. How are you doing today? King Rex here, and today we're gonna be doing a review on a pretty interesting champion. This guy, XuanSangDoTrinh. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I know, man. I've reviewed quite a few of your hero reviews, but I'm still probably gonna butcher your name because I'm bad with names. So, yeah, a while ago he ended up making a super version of Ice Cold that was not completely and utterly broken. It was completely balanced. Of course, it was a joke. It was more of an April Fool's type of hero design. But he doubled down on the idea and he made a Super Bolin, which is pretty good because Bolin was very, very underwhelming. Probably the worst hero in overall Kingdom Rush history. So yeah, I would love to see how he made him into a super version. And yeah, let's see what he has for us. So there's a short little description here, so if you want to read it, you be my guest. But I'm not here for the lore, at least not anymore, so let's see what we have in the stats. So at level 1 he has 400 HP with 30% armor, no magic resistance. His damage is 24 to 38 physical damage, both in melee and ranged. His attack speed is 0.5 for ranged and 1 second for melee. Ooh, alright. That's some juicy attack speed. He used to have like, what, 3 seconds attack speed? That was like, ugh. So yeah, heal rate, same function as Kingdom Rush, so 25% of his HP per second or so. Or was it 20%? I don't know. It was like 20 or 25% of their max health every second after they're out of combat. Movement speed, 20% faster than the original, that's good. Bolin was slow as a turtle, so having extra mobility is always good. Range, 350 for range and 80 for melee. That's some decent range, it's not bad. So yeah, stat increase per level up. Ooh, alright. 45 HP per level, 2% armor, damage for physical. I would assume 4 for the minimum and the maximum damage. Okay, so let me do some thinking. So at max stats, he should have 805 HP with 48% armor. That's some juicy numbers right there. Like that's a chunky boy. That's very chunky. That's a lot. That's a lot of durability that this guy has. Like he used to have a lot of health before, but he had no armor or whatever. So he was just a big health bar. Now he has some resistances to accompany it, which is good. Now he has a more stalling potential. Now in melee, now for his damage it will be between 62 to 74, which is actually pretty consistent. And if we're talking about like melee damage, it's roughly around 68 damage per second, which is pretty good for per. On average, you should get like 68 damage, which is good. But his range damage, ooh, that's where the juicy part is. 136 DPS, because keep in mind the attack rate is 0.5 seconds. So 136 DPS is quite a lot. But you know he's meant to be the super version, so I was expecting something crazy like that. Like that's a very very high amount of DPS. That's more than I think any hero in the original Kingdom Rush. So there's that. Okay, so there's a little edit right here. Let's see what it says. I'm trying to make the hero system to be similar to traditional Kingdom Rush 1. Abilities are a bit more different in level ups. Super spells will also be included, and they level up twice as fast as the original counterparts. All right, well that's cool. Now let's see passive traits. So I would assume his innate ability. Advanced artillery industrialization. System. Oh, oh yeah, and there's system. But I don't know why I thought it was something else. Anyway, let's see. When Super Bolin appeared, he reduces the cost of artillery towers abilities and Musketeer's shrapnel shot by 50%. All right, whoa, that's actually very very solid. So not only are you gonna reduce the ability of on the artillery tower by half, but you also reduce the shrapnel shot, which is good because shrapnel shot, even though it's one of the greatest abilities ever invented, it's goddamn expensive, like $900 just to max it out. So now it's only gonna cost 450. So here's a really big advantage right there. Let's see now his actual abilities. Minefield. Bolin throws a powerful mine on the road every 10 seconds that has a bigger contact area of 60 that deals between 30 to 60 true damage in an explosion area of 90. So I would assume that the contact area. So enemies need to be in 60 range in order for the mine to trigger, but the explosion has 90 range. Alright, now I get it. The mine itself has an 80 seconds lifespan. Increases mine damage by 10 every time. Every time Bolin levels up. Max level damage 90 to 120. Ooh, alright. So when you get to max level, you're gonna be doing some good damage. I mean, sure, considering depending on where you're using him, the mines may not be that satisfying, but they have what I always wanted from Bolin, bigger contact area, because it's hilarious. If the enemy is because you know how in Kingdom Rush there are sublanes. There's the top sublane, the mid sublane, and the bot sublane. If he throws it in the middle and the enemy is on the top one, chances are he's gonna just walk right over it, which is stupid because it's a mine. It should be triggering, but now if this was what Bolin actually looked like, the mine would have been triggering every time. So I wish that was the thing. I wish it was, but unfortunately, that ain't the case. Okay, next thing, Fire Bottle. When there are 3 enemies in his range, Bolin will throw a bottle of fire that creates a large area of fire that burns enemies when exploded. This deals 10 physical damage upon impact, 10 true damage per 0.2 seconds for 10 seconds. Wow. From the fire. Bolin will not use this against lava elementals or demons since they are immune to burn afflictions. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense why he won't use this ability, because it will be pretty much a waste, so that's good, having some smart targeting. And has 20 seconds cooldown. Adds 10 damage to the fire and the initial impact every time when Bolin levels up. Alright, so this ability is pretty juicy. The initial damage is kinda meh. I mean, it's not the initial damage that you're looking for, it's the true damage after that, so you want to kind of keep him at the back of a choke point, let him throw the fire bottle, and then just stow enemies in it and just incinerate them with the true damage, because 10 true damage per 0.2 seconds for 10 seconds, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage right there. Pretty OP when you think about it. Let's see the next one, Tar Bomb. Bolin throws a tar bomb to enemies closest to him every 15 seconds that slows enemies down by 70% for 3 seconds. Adds 1 more second duration for a level up. Alright. The slow is pretty good though, 70% right from the get-go, and then you just increase the duration of how long it lasts. That's good. I'm not sure if it's gonna have the same big area that the original Bolin had. Probably yes. So that's good. Because his slow really felt underwhelming until you get him up to like level 8. So having a strong slow right away is gonna make it so that it's actually it's actually a good ability. Sorry, I got a notification. My bad. Anyway, let's move on to the second to last ability. Artillery Ammo Assistant. So it's a passive ability, alright, I like that. All artillery's abilities and shrapnel shot cooldowns will be reduced by 5% based on the hero level. Bruh. Okay, now I'm starting to like this. Reducing the cooldown already, and okay, that's good. I mean, that's just insane. Because the shrapnel shot already has like what, 8 seconds cooldown, maybe 10. So reducing it by 5 may not seem all that much, but on artillery towers, I think it will be fine. I'm not sure how you're gonna do it for the Tesla coil though, because it technically doesn't have cooldowns. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but it's gonna help out Big Bertha quite a bit, because her abilities are, I don't know, maybe it's because I haven't played the original Kingdom Rush in a long time, but I think that the abilities of Big Bertha have pretty long cooldowns, so reducing them by a little bit is gonna help you out to dish out more damage more frequently. I like it. And now let's see to what his super spell is, or the ultimate ability. Ballistic Missile. Ballistic Missiles. So it has 50 seconds cooldown. I would say it's pretty average. Edit. Okay, what is the edit? I know Kingdom Rush 1 doesn't have any hero spells, but this super spell can. I mean, yeah, it's a fan-made hero design. You don't need to obey the rules every time. It's all about the uniqueness of the hero. It's all about what you can create, how unique it can be. So let's see. Every 50 seconds, charged up, a missile will be loaded and continuously charging another one. If the spell isn't used and will be loaded up to 4 missiles. Oh, so it's stackable. You can have all the way up to 4 missiles. Each missile deals 500 based on the hero level true damage to selected target and 200. And 200 area. I would assume this is meant to be area. Area true damage to all enemies around. So the initial target takes more damage, and the targets near it take less. Kind of reminds me of Lin's ultimate, where the initial target takes like 700 true damage, and the nearby targets take like, what, 300 true damage? It pretty much reminds me of that ability, but the thing is that you can store it. You can get all the way up to 4 missiles like that, so... If like, I can see this being very good, especially against bosses. I mean, imagine doing 2000 true damage to a boss. That would be hilarious. It would definitely make some boss fights way easier. And yeah, here he asks, how is the new Bolin looking now? Definitely much better than what he used to be. I like the fact that he has more durability. That's definitely one of the things that I had complained about Bolin before, is that even though he had good health, he didn't really have any resistances to accompany it. Now that he has nearly 50% armor, he is pretty good. His attack speed was atrocious, so reducing it to 0.5 is pretty strong. I mean, yeah, it's OP because 136 DPS or so is pretty darn strong for the original Kingdom Rush. Because, you know, not even Ignis can pull off such a high DPS. I mean, sure, his damage is true damage, but if we're talking like raw numbers, this is by far the highest. So that's quite impressive. The passive is nice. I do like the passive. It's quite cool. Reducing the cost of a shrapnel shot and the artillery tower's abilities is definitely something that I haven't thought about before. So points for uniqueness there. The minefield is fine. I think it's slightly better. The damage is alright. I don't think it's like comparing to his other abilities. I think the minefield is probably the most alright ability in a way. I mean, sure, it deals true damage, but then again, the damage is only 90 to 120 once he is max level, so yeah. Fireball though, definitely OP, considering how much damage it can do. Like 10 true damage every 0.2 seconds for 10 seconds, that's just beyond broken in terms of like AoE damage. Tar Bomb, definitely better, because you get a Giga Slow right away, and then with each level you pretty much increase the duration of it. The artillery ammo assistance is cool. I like the cooldown reduction. I don't think it's gonna work for the Tesla, but other than that, I think it's fine. And the ultimate, obviously, pretty OP. So yeah, good job on that. Pretty cool hero design, I like it. I wish Bolin was like that, but then again, probably he'll be more broken than Ignis in this case. But who knows. And yeah, guys, well, with that out of the way, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future. And while you're at it, drop a like on the video. It means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy. Over and out.